Welcome back, everybody, to another Fall Asleep While I Play. This one, we're going to play Donkey Kong Country 2. We actually just beat Donkey Kong Country 1 less than 30 seconds ago. You wouldn't notice that, but if you'd like to watch that one, there will be a link to the playlist below in the description and in the pinned comment. That way you can go and check out our platformer series, where I basically go through old platformers, even new platformers. The channel's really broken up between cozy games like Stardew Valley, Minecraft, etc., and the other half is platformers and maybe even city builders at some point. Basically, I like to keep a little bit of variety because we're in the very beginning stages of this channel, so I'm not exactly sure. Um, I'm not exactly sure. What's the word I'm trying to use? I'm not exactly sure what's gonna, do well on the channel and what's not. We can predict things, but right now we're just kind of in the beginning 10, 20 video thing, trying to figure out what I want to do. So for now, we're just going through the basic stuff that I basically play on every gaming channel because I enjoy it. And this isn't going to be too long of a video either. I played through DKC1 this morning, and I pretty much know this game even better than DKC1, to be honest. Now, the first two worlds have a bunch of warp barrels. This one actually has a very difficult one to get to if you want to do it the speed run way. We're not going to do that because I don't have the patience to learn that trick. But it's not that big a deal. We lose maybe 5 seconds if this was the speed run doing it this way, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the gameplay and the soft commentary. Almost done with World 1 already. Because like I said, I know this game a lot better than I do the other one. Now, only the first two worlds have barrels, but the thing is, they have barrels in every level for the first two worlds. Now we're up to the first boss. This one's a little, not, I wouldn't say tricky, but it's a little slow. Now, I'm not a speedrunner, by the way. That's not the point of this series. It's just I like to go fast. I don't like to waste a lot of time doing stuff. So if I can do stuff quick, I'll do it quick, just to be more respectful of your time. Also, I don't like repetition a lot, so that's probably why I'm not a speedrunner, is because, they'll start a game and then they'll immediately reset the game as soon as they screw something up, and I'm just like, nah. Nah. I can't get into that. Hold on, I can't remember where the warp is on this one. Give me a second. Okay, I got it. I was actually in the right spot. I just wasn't in the doing it exactly right. So it's like you got to go in the far top left corner and do a team toss to get up there. There we go. Skip his little animation. We may come back and do the Lost World levels as well. This one's a little bit further in the level, not too far. Oh, I screwed that up. It's fine. Ooh, we have a little backup right there. Here's another easy one. Yeah, imagine that squeaking noise that those things make is not exactly good for sleep. This is probably one of the hardest levels in the game, if you ask me. I'm not a fan of this level at all. So even if we were doing a casual, well, this is a casual playthrough. If we were doing a normal playthrough, going through all the levels, I'd give myself the exception to skip this one. It's just another auto-scroller that's just not fun. And I remember having massive amounts of issues with this as a kid. Alright, now I think I know where it is. I can't get it now because we need Dixie for that. If I'm not mistaken, it's down here. He probably could pull that off, did he though? Alright, we're at the last level of World 2, so there's no more warp barrels after this. This is Cleaver, I think is his name. Big scary sword monster. As you can see, the bosses are much, much better than the original game. A lot more interesting. He's not dead, by the way. He comes right back. There's 2 rounds of Cleaver, or whatever his name is. I think you gotta go back both ways or something. Okay, maybe not. Oh, he's not happy about that. He's dead. That's what he does, go in the lava. I was wondering if he went in the lava after he got blown up. Alright, here comes Kremque. Not my favorite world. It's actually the world that I kind of dislike out of this entire game. I've never liked Kremque that much. It has a lot of annoying stuff in it. Like every Donkey Kong game has at least one world where like it's really annoying. Like and the first one I believe is called Gorilla Glacier. The ice levels, they're not fun. And Kremque, a swamp. Lots of barrel shots. Lots of platforming on crocodile heads. But the thing is, the world right after Kremque is easily one of the best in gaming history. So it makes up for it. These dudes don't hurt you, they just take your bananas. The ones that you have to watch out for are the ones that say TNT on them, and they're usually black and red. They'll blow up and they'll hurt you. But I don't think there's Ooh, that's not gonna work. That jump didn't work. Jump didn't work either. I hate that spot. I really hate this spot in this level. This one right here. So one way we're gonna handle this is try to skip as much as possible by doing the little glide thing. Wait for him to be done. This is probably one of the worst levels in the game. Oh, flashing lights warning. I'll give you a second. Flashing lights warning. If you have sensitivities, it makes you sick, it makes you have seizures, anything like that, there will be flashing lights, I believe, in this level. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. If I'm not mistaken, there's flashing lights in this level. I think the animal buddy, yeah, there he is. See? Once again, flashing lights warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and put your phone down or whatever you gotta do to avoid the light if it does bother you. Luckily, it does not bother me. It is a bit annoying, but it doesn't actually make me sick or anything. But I know some people have issues with flashing lights. But I think, luckily, this is the only level with flashing lights, as far as I remember. I don't remember any others having flashing light issues. What are those supposed to even be? Little manta rays, I guess. Like really badly drawn manta rays. I'm just not a fan of this level or this world whatsoever. This level is probably the worst in the game, though. In my opinion, I think it's the worst level. It's not even the hardest level, it's just not fun. Well, there's one more level after this that isn't the most fun either. In the same world, I believe. That's a mistake. That's the end of this level. Yep. There's gonna be a little spiny dude up here. Yep, little porcupine. Do not run into the back of him. Do not jump on him. You need to roll into him if you want to kill one. I don't need to go to Funky's Flights. This is another swamp level. It has a secret bit back here, but it just gives you the DK coin. It's not worth the squeeze because we're not doing 101%. Maybe we'll do it eventually. If this video gets any views, maybe we'll do a 101 or 102. I think this one's 102% because the original game was 101%. We found all the secrets, and this one I believe you got to find you got to beat all the levels, find all the secrets. The bonus rooms, I mean. Get all the DK coins. So, I think you might be able to call this the original, well, maybe the first game would be called that. Original Collectathon, which was a huge thing back in the day. In the 90s especially. It was a massive, that was the FPS of that era, or the cozy game of that era was collectathons. Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, you know, this game, the previous game, the next game in the series, the third one that everybody doesn't like. You know, I think DKC 3 is okay. It's not good. It's not great. It's just okay. Like I said, it's not the best. That's for sure. It has some decent level ideas, but it's just not the most fun, and it's kind of corny and bleh. Not a huge fan of DKC3. Might not even play through it. I don't know. I've never have finished it. It has good boss designs, but it's just otherwise just kind of bleh. Are you serious at that? Okay. I got killed by the zinger at the goal. Oh god, this is the bad one. Yeah, I think everybody hates this level. This is 100% the worst. This might be one of the worst levels in gaming history. It's way up there if it isn't number one. I'm gonna tell you why. It doesn't look that bad when you first see it, but the hitbox for this stupid snake is so random, or just so out of place that you'll get hit by enemies when you're just like really far away from them. So it's like you'll just get bopped for no reason, literally no reason. Does this do anything? Oh, I don't know why it had that little bananas like that, but seriously. And on top of that, the snake has horrible movement. He's just bad. He's not a good character. He is a hindrance, which is funny because the other one that had that problem with was the freaking frog in the first game. Maybe reptiles just aren't very good in Donkey Kong games. Well, but they are the enemies too, aren't they? Yeah, reptiles, yeah, little crocodile dudes. Okay. Well, we're past the worst level in gaming history, probably. Slime Climb. Oh, God. This one's anxiety inducing. If I was you, I'd just turn the screen off. So the concept of this is basically you have to run up this thing as fast as possible, otherwise that fish is going to eat you. And he don't play. And this level does not play. So I would definitely say DKC 2 is probably the more difficult of the two. I'm guessing. Has his moments. I think they're both pretty. Have their difficulty. Where am I going? I'm going right into that thing's mouth is where I'm going. I think DKC 2. I didn't mean to go back that far, but I think DKC 2 is. This game right here is what I'm saying. Donkey Kong Country 2, which is what this is easily the best Super Nintendo game. Just, you can debate it. You can throw in Mario World if you want. You can throw in, all the. Even if it's a little frustrating, it's still the best. I just don't believe that there was any other Super Nintendo game that had controls as smooth and levels as fun and diverse as this game. I just don't think it was a thing. Let's get killed by a beetle. We're gonna call that beetle John Lennon. Well, no, that's really out of pocket. Sorry, Lennon fans. I like him too. I didn't. Well, that call him John Lennon's Revenge. That's what that beetle was. That was incredibly close. I'm gonna say DKC2 is. I don't know if I'll say it's harder. I think it might be a little harder than DKC1 was. There's a lot more vertical level design for sure. Where DKC was more left to right, and maybe a little bit of right to left here and there, because I literally just played it this morning. So, DKC2 is a lot more vertical, a lot more up down. Like you're almost always climbing up something. Which is actually really innovative for the time, because a lot of games did not do that. They were almost all left to right. That's the end of that level. Here comes the level that you all probably been waiting for. Bramble Blast, which has Stickerbush Symphony, I think is what the song is called. It's basically an auto scroller. I've been playing this game for 30 years at least, and I still don't know the pattern I still don't know the path I need to take. I'll say it. Aquatic Ambiance is better than Stickerbush Symphony. I said it. Actually, I don't know. That is a very pretty song. I'll say it's Aquatic Ambience, I think, is the more iconic song. And Stickerbush Symphony, I think is what this one's called, is has the best remixes. Like where other people like do covers of it, I think this one's the best for that. I love how they made. I love how they made the super soft, relaxing song the one for the most irritating stages in the game. Because some of the Stickerbush levels, some of them are really, really freaking hard. Especially the last one in the last world where you have to do that race. Ugh. It's not a bad level. Don't think that I'm saying this game is bad. It's obviously not. It's probably my top 3 of all time. But that one level, 30 years later, I'm still not good at it. That race level with the other bird. Okay, we'll take the birdie. I don't ever remember seeing this part, but okay, I'll take it. That's how you get the DK letter. By the way, when you're riding the bird, the stickers on the bottom on flat surfaces don't hurt you. He like hovers above it, so. Our best animal buddy in this game, I'm going to say Rambi again. Why? Because Rambi's easy to control. Birdie. Well, no, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the spider actually. Good controls, easy to control. Has that little spitty thing that where he can make his own platforms, and he has his own sort of web shot where he can hit enemies with it. All right, so we're at the end of World 3. Blubba, I don't know if that's what his name is. I keep making names up off of what I think his name is. All right, if you don't jump when he lands, it'll stun you. By the way, if you get too close to him when he when the thing comes down, he'll smack it out of your hand. Like if I was too close there, he'll just hit the barrel with his club. I thought he died on that one. Okay. Maybe not. There, he's done. Crazy Crimland. We're finally in my favorite world. Crazy enough, full of bees. And I don't like bees in real life at all. I'm terrified of them, actually. But it does have some of the best levels. Let's get back to this level. Leap of Faith? I don't think there's that many pits in this level, really. Alright, so if you didn't know, when you get to the honey, you basically stick to the walls. And for some reason, we're inside of a beehive, which makes a lot of sense. Another thing that makes a whole lot of sense is that zingers are based on wasps. Wasps, if you have seen Beavis and Butthead, there's a new episode, by the way, where they find that you can actually get money for honey. That rhymed. They go and find a wasp nest, thinking that it will produce honey that they could sell. And then, of course, they keep screwing with it, and Beavis keeps getting stung by it. But no, wasps do not make honey at all. No, they're a completely different thing. The only real similarity between a honeybee and a wasp is they can both sting you. They can both sting you and it'll hurt. But no, they're absolutely based on wasps. Man, I get why they do it because they kind of look like bees, but no, it's a definitely important distinction there because wasps do not make honey. They do not make anything that you want. And yes, yellow jackets are wasps. They are a type of wasp. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think they said all hornets are wasps, but all wasps are not hornets. So, if you want to know what a wasp would be, in particular, based on what people call them, yellow jackets, European hornets, Japanese hornets, I mean, there's various types of yellow jacket too. They're not just one type of yellow jacket. There's several, where some are German yellow jackets, some are southern yellow jackets, which we have here, who are incredibly aggressive. Probably the angriest bug in the in the bugdom, really. Or there's southern yellow jackets. They're just mad. They're just angry to be angry. If they see you, they're going to sting you. It doesn't matter if you're near the nest or not. They don't care. They just see you and instantly just get really angry at you just for being there. But especially if you get near the nest. Another distinction is that bees, I'm going to take that back. I was saying bees don't dig underground holes. But I think bees usually have a hive and a wasp has a nest. And a lot of hornets and stuff like that and wasps, they'll basically dig into the ground, and that's why you'll see like a little hole in the ground where they come out of versus like a hive in a tree, which some of them do make tree hives though. I know paper wasps do. That's usually what you see when you see a paper like hive up in a tree or up on your house. It's usually a paper wasp, which are aggressive too, but nowhere near as bad as a yellow jacket. So, you should get rid of it, but they're not gonna, come and swarm you just because you exist necessarily. But yellow jackets, they're just angry to be angry to begin with, especially the southern ones. But there's actually, and I just lost Kong there, there's actually a type of wasp that is incredibly beneficial that is actually pretty scary looking, but you probably should leave it alone if you see it. It's not going to bother you. It's called a mud dauber, and it's a black wasp. They're usually very dark black. And what they do is they actually are straight up predators. And what they do is they'll kill, I think it's spiders. I think they eat spiders. It's like they basically will just go and kill spiders and stuff. And they kind of are like solitary wasps where they basically will just kind of like, set up their own little hole away from everybody else. And they don't set up like huge colonies or anything. And they basically, what they're looking for, they ain't looking to sting you. They're looking for a spider. Now, I know they're scary looking, but they're actually, for the most part, harmless. Like, you can actually handle one, and they probably won't bite or sting you unless you really try to piss it off. I gotta edit that word out. Just to make sure I don't get pinged for that. Unless you make it angry. Let's just say that. But apparently it takes a whole lot to make one angry. They're definitely not looking for you, and they don't care about you. I actually had one crawling on me in my house, and I freaked out, and I was just like, oh my God, and even called the exterminator and just freaked out because, of course, I had a wasp freaking crawling on me. Under my blankets, no less. Sorry for that image, but yeah, I called the extermination company, and then I was like asking ChatGPT what was that thing, because I've had one crawl on me before, and I caught it, and it was a black mud dauber. And I asked ChatGPT, is it like I mean, what is it, like a yellow jacket or something? He goes, no, not really. It's basically a pretty harmless bug that kind of looks scary, but he probably just crawled in your house looking for a spider or looking for a bug to eat. He's not worried about you. Because the thing is, like, they're actually incredibly docile compared to every other bee out there. Because when I swatted him off, man, he just laid on he was walked around on the floor like, man, what was that about? Jerk. But it didn't try to fly up and attack me at all. It just went on the floor and kind of crawled around until I killed it. And then I started feeling bad because, well, he was just looking for a spider and he wasn't going to hurt me at all, but I didn't know that in the moment. But then at the same time, he could have been a paper wasp, which are aggressive, so yeah. But not all wasps are bad. Some are just looking for food and they won't bother you. So just think of like a mud dauber as sort of like the housefly of wasps. They're pretty much harmless. And if they do bite you or sting you, it's not going to hurt that bad, they say. It might be a little, irritated. Might be a little prick, but it won't hurt too bad. Nothing compared to the other ones. So they're useful. And then we also have a lot of orb weavers around here, which are little white spiders that create these massive webs. Like, we're talking like take up the whole side of your porch kind of web. And they're not very big, but they're not very big at all, but they'll take up the whole side of your yard, of your porch. But they are incredibly useful. They're not, number one, they're not aggressive at all. But they're also incredibly useful as long as you don't run into its nest. Then it'll be a big mess for you, but it's not going to come after you and chase you down or whatever. But they actually like to eat everything else, bug wise. So if you have a bug problem, they're kind of like the cat of spiders. Like how a cat eats all the mice and stuff. Orb weavers will eat basically, I think they're pretty much will eat like almost any bug that flies into its web. But it casts a huge web, so if you see one and he's not in your way, like he's not blocking anything, just leave him alone. He's not going to get in your house. He's not going to try to bite you. He just wants to eat whatever bugs that are flying around. I don't have the problem anymore because I put a bug zapper up there, so anything he would want to eat is basically already cooked and dead, and he wouldn't want it. Because whatever, is cooked and dead ain't going to fly into his trap. So this is a race level. Probably one of my favorites in the game. And I just flew off the track. I believe you gotta get first place to actually beat the level, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god, dude. Almost. Itching today. I don't know what's going on with that. It's just having all these little itchy sensations all over. That's weird. That's really far ahead. Got him. Let's see, Mudhole oh, great. Or Marsh. This is the last Marsh level, by the way. I think. Ah, that wasn't good. Alright, you cat and nine tails thing, go away. I feel like something crawling on me, but it's not. Just little itchy sensations. I don't know if it's from the ceiling fan blowing down on me or what, but I need to clean the filter on that AC already again, because I've cleaned it just the other day, but it might have already got dusted up again. Oh no. The barrels can take those things out. I used to always think they were the coolest enemy, the cat and nine tails in this game. Are you serious? This type of jump, this is... oh. I was thinking, how am I supposed to jump that? Ramby Rumble. This is the one where you have to turn into Ramby and actually run away from a giant hornet. So if I was you, I would look away if you're scared of that idea. Ah, you stupid crocodile. All right, come on, Johnny. What was that? Come on, Johnny. What was that 2? What was that 3? I was supposed to come down here? I guess. I like that little animation where like you know, if you sit there long enough, like Dixie will start eating the honey. That's really cute. I never really paid attention to that. Will he eat it? No, she'll just eat it. He won't. Honey is good though. If I'm not mistaken, honey never goes bad, does it? As long as you don't contaminate it. But if you like leave it in the bottle, it just doesn't go bad. Which is weird. You would think it would because of all that sugar. It's pretty much pure sugar, isn't it? All right, how are you supposed to get that DK coin up there, I wonder? I don't know. All right, it's coming up in a second. So if you're scared of hornets or scared of bees at all, turn away, put the phone down, you know, just close your eyes. I'll tell you when to open them again, because you're about to see a big giant hornet in a minute. There he is. All right, so just keep them shut. Calm down. Don't worry. If I can get pet, I think, well, we'll be able to see if this experiment works or not. I mean, if we let him get it past us, will he disappear? Since I just screwed that jump up. Apparently he will disappear, so I guess it's okay. If I could jump right there, it'd be wonderful. Yeah, so if he hits you and you have another Kong, you can just drop past him. Okay, once again, if you hate bees, put your phone down, okay? Because we have to fight that bee now. All right, once again, if you are afraid of bees, put your phone down, close your eyes. I'll tell you when to open them again. All right? Because we got to fight this giant bee. He's a very difficult boss. Probably the hardest in the whole game. One of the hardest. Why? Because you have to shoot him right in the stinger. You can't, anywhere else will just bounce off. I've always had trouble with King Zing Sting, is what he's called. His pattern isn't hard to recognize, but he's so fast that it's just a bit difficult to try to get him in the right spot to hit that stinger. And I'm having crazy trouble trying to hit it. There we go. Oh my God. Dude, I suck at this boss. I've always sucked at this boss battle. By the way, when he's red, you can't hurt him. By the way, you had to fight him in the original game too. Yeah, you did. His boss battle then was a lot easier though. Alright, he's done. Alright, he's gone. You can look back again. Alright, now we're in Gloomy Gulch, which is the haunted level. It's not very scary. Don't worry. It's not. You're not going to get scared during this. It has one of the prettiest songs in the entire game, which unfortunately you can't hear because I turned the audio off. So you could help you sleep, but look it up. It's called Forest Interlude. I've actually used it as my intro song for live streams on the reaction channel. Okay, so he hit me. I dropped the barrel, and then the barrel respawned in my hair thing. Okay, that's definitely something. See what I mean about those TNT ones? That was one of them that hurts you when they run into you. That was actually pretty amazing. Okay, speaking of which, you just got hit by one of those things. I didn't want to go to a bonus level. I don't care about bonus levels. We'll just skip out on the bonus level real quick. Because we can still go to the Lost World with all the tokens. You just have to put in a little sheet thing that'll give you all of them at once. If I can remember the exact thing, which we'll do that in like maybe we'll do that. I don't know. See what I think. Just got caught off guard, but well, that's the same spot. Okay. There's a level here that a lot of people don't like called Web Woods, I think. Where your bit is really slow because you have to use the spider to, he's a friendly spider, not a scary spider. Where you have to use a spider to basically make platforms through the entire level. I think it's okay. Haunted Hall. This is the one where you have to get chased by a ghost pirate crocodile who really only hurts you if you run out of time, so don't worry about him too much. So remember in Donkey Kong Country 1 we did that level where like if you ran out of juice or had to hit the barrels. Okay, that's two different secrets in one, I think, right there. And there's another one right here. Yep. Collect the stars. We're pretty much past all the bad parts. This is one level. There's maybe 2 levels left in the game, which we still have a decent amount of game left, by the way. Like 2 levels that I can think of right now, which are kind of a pain for the wrong reasons. One is where you have to use that snake again. Called Toxic Tower, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's the one with the bird race thing, which is like the very last level before Captain K. Rool in this game. That's a bit of a pain, yeah. This one's pretty much an auto-scroller. It's not difficult. You just got to make sure you don't hit the minus barrels because they take away time. And yeah, like that. Like that too. Most likely I'm going to lose a Kong right here. Yep. You just got to watch what you're doing. Levels over. Dusty Glade? Uh, I will just say this right now. Wind in platformers has never been a good idea. It's never been fun. It's always been really annoying. Doesn't matter what game it is, it's never a fun mechanic to add random wind in the left or right. It has never, ever, ever been a fun mechanic. There might actually be a game, Wind Force or something out there that did it right, but anything that doesn't do it as their main mechanic is not fun. How about that? Apparently we could have got a snake at some point, and that's a good thing we didn't get him because he would have been a pain in the butt. Would have made the level harder. There it goes. Oh, it's taking a little bit right there. Ooh, that was a pretty good jump. I'll take it. I'll take losing Dixie right there to get past the level. Parachute. Oh boy. Yeah, this one's a doozy. This one is where you have to ride a parrot that apparently cannot fly. He like just sort of slowly drops you. Like you can slow him down a little bit, but he can't go up or down. I mean, he can only go down. But it's going to say he can go down fast or he can go down slow, but he can't go up at all. I hope I explained that correctly. Speedrunners actually just straight up drop off the bird and just jump down. I guess because they probably know exactly where the bees are going to be. Play this game enough, you probably would know that, but I've played it for 30 years and I couldn't tell you where all the bees are, so you might be able to just do it, honestly, because they probably got plenty of barrels in the level. There's apparently a little thing, maybe a bonus right there. I remember seeing this level like in a trailer or something or commercial. And I was just like, dude, that looks so cool. It is a cool level though. I'll give it that. It's difficult, but not in a terrible way. I hate these little things. I hate those stupid porcupines. I really do. Okay, I'll take that too. That was a pretty good sweep through all those beetles. Once again, rest in peace, John Lennon. Oh, come on. Yeah, Web Woods. Here we go. A lot of people don't like this level. I think it's okay. From what I remember, I actually thought I liked it at one point, which is weird. Okay, I have an idea actually. I want to try in that spot if I can get rid of these stupid rats. Alright, let's see if we team toss up here. Let's see what happens. I just get blown up by something. We end up going to a bonus level, of course. That's what all the secrets do. Actually, no, it's not a bonus level. Okay. So we just turn into a spider. So I guess we're supposed to go over there at some point? Alright, so just so you understand how this works, because I know some people get confused by it. Alright, so your Y button, or square if you're playing on a PlayStation type controller, your square button, the left button on your buttons, shoots. You can shoot up, you can shoot down, you can shoot forward based on how you press your D-pad. You jump with A, obviously, or X, or B if you're Super Nintendo. You hit circle, I guess it would be B, the right button on your thing to do that, to spit the web, and then you hit A again to make the platform. Okay? So that's how you do that. I know some people got a little confused about that at one point. It's like trying to figure out how to do it correctly or if you can control it. You can fully control it. But the platform doesn't last forever. It does eventually wear out after a really long time, apparently. I think the spider might be the best out of the buddies or whatever you call them, companions in the games. He's definitely the most useful. Look, we're having a baseball match where he keeps throwing barrels and I keep throwing webs and got him. Keep doing these jumps thinking I'm not going to make them. By the way, I'm kind of shocked at the fact that y'all watched the and yet it moves thing, because I figured nobody would ever see it. There'll be 0 viewers forever. I never really played through that game before. Until that video, never had beaten it. I've beaten this game countless times. See what I mean? This level's kind of slow. Ooh, that was close. That was really close. He kind of blended into the background a little bit there, actually. Oh, spider's gone. Bye, Spidey. I think we might see him one more time in this game. All right, here comes a fun boss battle. Sarcasm. Okay, that okay. You just gotta kill the living bird, all the ghost birds. Um. I think if you miss one of the living birds, he runs across the bottom of the screen and kills you. Yep. See. Lost the Kong. Lost both. I think this is the final round of it. Bro, come on. All right, he's done. We're moving on to the last two worlds. I wouldn't even call the one after this a world. It has like 1 or 2 levels tops. This is the last proper world. Let's say it that way. It's an ice world. Well, no, actually, it's not an ice world. It has a mixture of levels. But it's definitely the hardest. It has a lot going on. We haven't seen the swordfish the entire game, so here he is. Whoops. By the way, you can do their charge attack by holding A and then letting go. Ah, that's unfortunate. How did he get hit right there? That doesn't make any sense, actually. Windy Well. This one's pretty tough. It's remember what I said about wind mechanics? Yeah, this level yeah, that's what it does. Upwards though. I think it does it mostly up though. I keep screwing up this initial jump. Oh, that was pure luck. I'll take it. Oh, well, duh. Of course you fly up. I'm saying, where do I go? No, dummy. You have to go up the same direction you've been going the whole level. I knew I was going to get hit right there. Brute force it. I hate you hook throwing dudes. I really do. Y'all are so annoying. So he throws it all the way to the end of the screen. Probably be better to get close to him so when they throw it, you're out of the thing's way. You were supposed to be able to get the bird at some point? Okay. Oh, that's fine. This level I had a lot of trouble with as a kid. Never understood it. It's called Castle Crush, where it's just another auto-scroller. Yeah. So, yeah. It's just an auto-scroller. You just stand here and just, like, you know, kill enemies as they come. Try not to get crushed. Of course you would do that from off screen. I think it's because I didn't understand that you could roll into the, into those porcupines was the big problem. Like I didn't understand that, and I'll just try to dodge them the whole level and it didn't work. But it's your typical auto-scroller. There's really nothing to see here. It's just, you know, just jump on enemies as they come and wait for the level to be over, really. This game did have a lot of auto-scrollers, didn't it? Got 28 lives so far. Getting close to the end of the game. About 4 or 5 levels left. Toxic Tower is one of the roughest, though. I think that might be the next one. Now there is a ROM hack of this game called DKC Unveiled, which is pretty okay from what I've seen. It's not exactly the most polished thing in the world, from what I remember. Maybe we'll play that one day. But really, we're not going to focus on Super Nintendo stuff unless this gets a ton of views. But this is just more of a tradition. I always play through the first 2 DKC games on the gaming channels that I play, that I do. So on Johnny Fox Gaming, we had this, and yeah. So it's more of a traditional thing of just, it's a ritual of, this is going to be a real gaming series as I play through DKC 1 and 2. That's always so satisfying, watching those two get crushed. In a gaming way, not in a horny way. Calm down. This isn't that type of channel yet. Man's gonna make money somehow, right? Men don't make money in that industry. Not much. Okay, Clapper's Cavern. Here we go. This is where Dude Man will freeze the ice and stuff. Oh, he mad. Now we got On Guard the Swordfish. What? What? Okay. Thanks, On Guard. You kind of were here for like 2 seconds. I like that sliding under the bee. That I don't know. That just seems kind of elegant. There's like a nice sort of elegance to that movement. Come on, baby. Almost didn't make it. Chain link something. Yeah, that's exactly what you expect. Just a bunch of this. If I never see you hook tossers again, that sounded like a bad word that you call somebody. Sorry, if there's any group of people out there named hook tossers, whatever you call those things, if I never see them again, it'll be too soon. Same thing with you zingers. Oh. Um. Patience. Patience. Luck. Patience. Okay. I'll take the zingers over those stupid birds. Are you serious? Stupid bird. Okay. Calm down. Let's help people. I don't know why I picked these games because they're not sleepy. That spot, bro. Okay. So that's not the right way. Very close. Come on, go to the other one. Ooh. Okay. Alright, I gotta figure out this pattern. This level ain't too bad. Okay, it's just cheap. Faster, 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 faster. Oh! Okay, so he steals extra lives. Toxic Tower, baby. The final level of this world. I've brought it up a million times already, and here we are. I don't want to lose that extra Kong on this one. So basically, you become the snake, and the object is to get to the top without hitting the green liquid. And it's just as bad as that other one where we had to play as a snake. Remember, I told you Ramble Scramble or whatever it was called. I can't remember. Rattle something. It's just as cheap as that one. Oh my God, dude, come on. Why would you do that? Maybe Animal Antics or whatever it was called was one of the lost levels. I think it is. Unless it's in second to last level period in the game. Spider. That's how he hits it. Yeah, he does. No more Spider. We're done with Toxic Tower. Flying Croc. I believe there's only 1 or 2 levels in this world. And this is one of them. This is the other one where I said about the race. Here we are. The race. Oh, you thing. Oh. Dude, seriously? Seriously? I'll take it. Dude, I hate this level is so... This level, though. I love how they use the backdrop, the prettiest song in on the Super Nintendo, maybe, for like one of the most stressful levels there is. Oh, please. Oh, there he is, that stupid parrot. So, after 30 years of playing this game, I learned something today. You can actually skip the race entirely with a little trick, and I've never done it before, so maybe it will be a peaceful pixel. Let's see. And it worked. Oh my god. Okay, so here's what you do. When you get to that spot where the bird is waiting to race you, fly up, take a hit, lose a Kong, and then just fly over top of him without touching him. And for some reason, the trigger that would be there just doesn't. So now we can just relax and enjoy the little scenery before the final boss fight without having to race and freak out and all that. Isn't that wonderful? That's a very nice way to finish this little playthrough right before the final boss, because before you would have to be flying as hard as you could and racing through this a million miles an hour and be incredibly stressed out the entire time. But I didn't know that was a thing. Now I do, and I'm never flying that race again because that race sucks. And I think the bird cheats on top of that. Just enjoy the scenery, the little brambles and stuff. Just enjoy it. Hopefully you get some sleep. That's amazing. I never knew that. I was thinking when I looked it up right between cuts, I was just like, I know that I saw there's a way to skip that final race. And I looked it up and it was just that. An incredibly simple trick that didn't take any headache at all to do it, which is I'm not going to object to one of the hardest parts of the entire game being, removed. I don't know how to get Diddy back from that spot, so we're just not going to. There it is. That's the end of the race. That's the end of this level. And now we get to fight the final boss, who is a headache. So I just want to take this moment while we kill this final boss to thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you do, like and subscribe. Share it with a friend, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos to try to help you relax and sleep. But we do have a little bit of video left, because this boss fight does take a while. It is a lot harder than it looks. It didn't work. No. It didn't work again. Come on. Throwing it is hard. Not hard enough, apparently. He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. Bro, this, I know he's the final boss, but he is so, I don't know if the patterns are random or not. It kind of feels like they are. See, he's way harder than he was in the first game. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. I can't figure out how to get past this stupid ball. Round 3. The thing is, this isn't even his final form, as they say in anime. Like, there's an even harder boss fight of this guy in the Lost World levels, which are like the ultimate challenge of this game. I don't even know what that did to me. it reversed my controls. That one did. That's the end of the game. Unless you do the lost levels, which are much, much harder. And he got eaten by a bunch of sharks. I know you do it, Diddy, my boy, but how could you fail having learned all you know from old Cranky here? You've rescued the lazy grandson of mine and dumped K. Rool in his own filthy swamp. Not bad for a novice. I reckon I'd had found all the Krem coins and completed all the so-called lost worlds so well. You can't expect everything from the first game, can we? From your first game. Just had a Malwarebytes pop up. Did you know? No, I don't. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Check the link in the description and the playlist if you want to watch more of these cozy platformer videos. And appreciate you. Thank you. Take care, everybody.